Hey guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave. I'm the Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
And I'm Chaplain Chaz Blackburn. I have the honor of being the president of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And we have an amazing guest on today, someone I highly respect. And I don't always say that. I really mean that. You do so much for the community. A lot for UNR. You've been on a ton of different nonprofit boards. And you're currently with the Lions Club. I've seen you at multiple places. So why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself and a little bit about your background.
My name is Steve Laden, and I have been here in Reno for 43 years now. It's hard to believe.
Truly a native.
As I was driving here through the traffic that has multiplied and multiplied again, I said, "What happened in those 43 years?" But during that time, professionally, I was a financial advisor. I have retired from that. But throughout my career and now in retirement, I have always been involved with the community with some sort of giving back. And oftentimes 2 or 3 things at a time. So I've been involved with our education system, pre-K all the way through 16, pre-K through 16 is at least back then was the saying. So through college, I've been involved with the Lions Club, which is why I'm here today to talk for 37 years now, I think.
Wow. You've been with the Lions Club that long?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
I've served on some state boards and some other things with the church as well. So, I just really feel it's important to give back. And I haven't gotten my hands dirty with Good Shepherds, but I've been engaged with Good Shepherds for a long time as well, and I think what Good Shepherds does here is phenomenal, and I'm just so ecstatic to see the growth that you guys have gone through and the expansion, and that it's in great hands for this generation.
Well, thank you. And we would, it would be wrong not to mention this organization has been around 28 years, which is phenomenal for a nonprofit. And it's done a lot in that time. And the fact that we're still going has been many, many different boards and presidents and vice presidents and volunteers. I mean, we could not do this without our volunteers. We have amazing volunteers. Joyce has been with us 15 years now. Right? 16 years?
I think we're at 17 or 18
Wow.
years.
I mean, so we have volunteers that really believe in this cause and stick with it. And there's something very special about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
Well, and I'll say this, I wouldn't say this lightly. I have people that I go to about issues and frustrations, and not a lot of people. Has nothing to do with the president of Good Shepherd. That guy's a good guy. But
sorry to stress you out, brother.
Steve has been one of the men in my life I have gone to when I run into issues. And he has helped me and talked through me and counseled me how to make wise decisions. So, and I really appreciate that, Steve. Thank you for being that in my life. Several people like you have been on the show. And so I love being able to highlight that in some of those moments, I'm like, Steve, I don't know what to do here with this. You've given me wise counsel, so thank you.
My pleasure. I truly believe we're stronger together.
Yep.
And I truly believe there are so many smart people in this community who are giving so much back, and we can all learn from those folks.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, I've been involved at the university level with a variety of things too. Talk about a whole bunch of really smart, committed people there.
I'm sure, yeah.
But truly, throughout this whole community, there's such a great community of people who want to contribute, want to give back, and really have something to offer. And hopefully today, if there's no other takeaway, it's if you feel inspired in any way, step forward and contribute, because there's a great community waiting to receive you and your input and your help. And there's so many needs out here that we can all serve.
And any donation, whether it's time or a few hours a month, it all matters. It really does. Right. It makes a big difference.
Well, and it would behoove me. Behoove me? Is that the right word?
Too many syllables, but okay, go for it.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a second, that's not right. Steve, you've given a lot to Good Shepherd over the years, and to me, personally, emotionally. So I appreciate both of those things. thank you. It matters. And you are involved a lot with a bunch of different nonprofits and care a lot about the community. And it shows with how you do it. One of the things he's done, maybe I'm putting you on the spotlight for this, I'm sorry, is not only does he help in all the ways I just mentioned, there's a gentleman that needed clothing, that just needed help. He gave me a call or an email, I can't remember which one, and he said, hey, can I just bring him in and grab some clothes for him?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Right.
He went out of his way, went and grabbed clothes. Dave, I don't want to go overboard or anything. I'm like, no, you're helping someone in need.
Right.
A gentleman that was in a very, very desperate situation. So, and I love the fact that you went out of your way to do that. Thank you.
My pleasure, and the fact that you're here and that you could stop, and you even gave us a couple of suitcases, if you remember, that we loaded up. And he was homeless, and we were trying to get him settled with some clean clothes and a place to have a roof over his head and get a shower, and we did, and Good Shepherd's played a great role in that.
Well,
so appreciate it.
Thank you for allowing us to. Yeah. So that's not at all why we're here.
No,
but none of that. So, but
by the way, they still haven't told me why I'm here.
To talk
actually, oh boy.
Oh, that opens up the box.
Yeah, no. Well, we're
here
to
bring people together.
Okay.
Community. We're gonna shout out our sponsors right now. So our first sponsor we want to shout out is Shelley's Hardware. Thank you so much for sponsoring the podcast and being a part of the community. If you need that bolts, or if you need that lawnmower, I guess you need a lawnmower now, right? You can get it at Shelley's Hardware and support them. And by supporting them, you're supporting us. So they are a big partner of ours, and they support the Community Cares podcast, and they are one of our sponsors. Our next sponsor is Furion Staffing. They are an amazing partner as well. If you need that staffing need filled, that very specific need, they can get those specialty hires to you when you need them the most. So they are an awesome partner, and Brian listens to the show. So Brian, I know you're listening.
Great guy.
And if I said Spherion wrong, I apologize.
He's also a Lion.
He is. Yeah. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He's the reason I met Brian.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice guy.
So they are a great partner. They support the Community Cares podcast. They care about local community things happening. And we are all about community here at the Community Cares podcast. Isn't that right, Jess?
That is right. Yes, sir.
So speaking of that, we are here because you and the Lions Club have an amazing mission for vision. And I would love to dive into it a little bit, maybe the history a little bit. Let's start there.
Okay.
With history. Why did it start, and why did you get involved?
Well, can I even back up a little further?
Please.
Why not?
Please, why
Let's
not?
go to the 30,000. But because people hear Lions Club and they're like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Well, I want to put it in context. We're a community service club, and Lions in particular, we go back to 1917 is the founding. But here in Reno, my club, which is called the Reno Host Club, and host simply means we're the first Lions Club that was here. We go back to 1920.
Wow.
Okay, but still, we've been around a long time, but people go, what's a Lions Club? Well, let's put it in a context, too. Maybe you haven't heard of Lions, but maybe you've heard of Rotary, or you've heard of Kiwanis, or Sertoma, or Seroptimus. They're all community service clubs. And the club format allows us to meet together, take our parent organization's main ideas, main goals, main thrusts, but hone them to what we need to do here in our community. And so at the club level, we can grasp the pieces of what the international is trying to do, and we can implement it here.
Wow.
And so when you put it in the context of maybe others that you've heard of, whether it's Kiwanis or Rotary or Sertoma, what have you, Lions is part of that. And in fact, Lions is the oldest and the largest one of those community service clubs in the world. Wow. Worldwide, we are approaching about 1.5 million members worldwide, and we have in the United States, pushing about 300,000.
That's a lot, though.
And so we're spread out in, I don't even know how many countries, but well over 100 countries all around the world. And there are times that we here in Reno might partner with some of those Lions clubs around the world. So again, as I said earlier, if you hear something today that inspires you to step forward and get involved, whether it's Good Shepherds, Lions, but keep those others in mind too. We all are doing great things in the community, and oftentimes what we need are just more helping hands to come on board and join us. Okay, so now I've been up at the 30,000 foot level, so we'll come down and talk, answer your question a little bit. So as I mentioned, our club, Reno Host Lions, has been here since 1920. We traditionally have our club meetings downtown. We've always been a downtown club, and we happen to have a lunch club that meets every Thursday downtown. Lions International, and this is one of those things that the international organizations will set up for us to then pull in and figure out how to localize their programs. Lions International, since 1925, has adopted and made our cornerstone vision services. So how to help folks with vision issues. In fact, in 1925, Helen Keller came to our international convention and called on Lions to become Knights of the Blind. So if you hear that term or you hear Lions, most people associate us with vision services. We do a lot of other things too. We work with youth, we work with the environment, we're honed in recently on childhood cancer, on diabetes, so there's a lot of other avenues that Lions pursue, including here at the local level. What we're going to talk about today, I think, is a focus on the vision programs that we participate in. So here locally, we have 3 key avenues that we help with vision services. I think most people, if they think of Lions, they think, oh, I have an old pair of eyeglasses sitting in my drawer, and I hear Lions takes those as donations. And in fact, we do. And we're all 3 sitting here with eyeglasses, so I guarantee you we have them sitting in our drawers at home too. And it's one of those things that you find people don't want to get rid of unless they know there's something really good that's going to happen with them. So we collect your used eyeglasses. And we will collect them at a variety of locations. A lot of the optometrists in town, the opticians, Walmart collects them for us, and we'll pick them up, and we take them to a warehouse in Vallejo that we share with Lions throughout Northern California and Northern Nevada, even Southern Nevada. And at the warehouse, those glasses are cleaned and they're optics tested, so we know what every single pair of glasses the prescription is, and if there's astigmatism, and we label them, and then we box them so that similar prescriptions are boxed in the same box. And historically, and we've been doing this over 30 years now, we will contact another Lions club in a developing country and say, we have these eyeglasses, and we will send a team to your community if you will partner with us, and we will go to that community, Mexico, Peru, Panama, we've been to the Philippines recently, India, and we'll partner with that local Lions Club. We will take a team of doctors, 3, 4, 5 doctors, and a team of Lions, 8, 10, 12 Lions, and we will set up clinics in those communities where we give the patients a full eye exam. The doctors will write a prescription, and then we will match up the prescription as close as we can to the eyeglasses that we take with us. So a couple years ago, I went to Panama. In 4 days in Panama, we were in 2 different cities. We saw 2,000 people. Wow. For that, we probably took 5,000 to 6,000 pairs of glasses so that we could fit people as well as possible. And we provided vision with your used eyeglasses to other people around the world. We're now able to do that also in California. California has taken down the rules that prohibited us from redistributing used eyeglasses.
Good.
So
Wow.
we can now in California, and we do have clinics where folks there can go and receive a free eye exam and a pair of good used glasses through our program. So that's called Lions Inside of California, Nevada. And like I said, it's been going probably over 30 years now.
Well, I just want to add to that a little more depth to that, because if you're in a developing country, and even here, regardless of what's going on in America, we are very blessed. We are so blessed. We have so many opportunities, but in developing countries, there's not always those opportunities. And you may have a family business or something that you do for work. And if you lose your eyesight and are not able to do that to provide for your family, it's a big deal. There are many seniors who don't have access to cable, internet, TVs, and they can only read, but maybe they can't read because they can't afford glasses. Right. That's quality of life.
And our partners in the countries we travel to, they're responsible for finding the patients that we're going to see. And of course, the criteria is low income, in need, and they'll hand out vouchers to have these folks come and visit us. And like I said, we're seeing about 500 people a day. So if you know how long your eye doctor takes to examine you, and you multiply that by 500, it's a long day for us, but it's a really long day for the patients. But I have to tell you, when you put a pair of glasses on a grandmother who's never seen her grandchildren, or you put a pair of glasses on a school child who can't see the blackboard, or these days a whiteboard, it makes a huge difference. All these people are low income, in need. Many of them work outside, and exposure to the sun will cause issues with eyes.
Chemicals.
Yeah, and so it's just so personally and corporately rewarding to see these folks getting help.
No pun intended. To see.
To see. Right. So that's one of our local programs. So easy to help if you just have a pair of glasses.
Wow, love it.
Go to our website, Reno Host Lions, and there's a link, and it shows every place in Reno and Sparks that we take donations. As a sidebar on that, we won't talk about it a lot today. We'll also take good quality used hearing aids right in those same boxes, because we do have a hearing program as well.
People don't think about this. One thing that we get a lot of patients from different hospitals for the hospice house, and I can't tell you, there's probably out of 100 people, there's been at least 5 who had their hearing aids stolen at the hospital. And people really, it's something that's really important to people, and it's sad, but a lot of people cannot afford it, and it is a huge luxury. It should be a right, to be able to hear. It's a gift. So that's a great program.
And we have a program where they refurbish used hearing aids, and then they set up the patient with a local audiologist or technician to fit them.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and that's not my expertise, but that is out there. So if you're donating glasses and you have hearing aids too, now you have an idea where to drop them. And it's one of those things you won't get rid of unless you know somebody's going to make good use out of it.
Also, just like here, we have a lot of loved ones who come to bring their loved ones who've passed away their clothing, and that's really hard for them to give that away, and they want to know it's going to help other people. And same thing when you have a loved one pass away who has some good glasses, reading glasses.
You don't need
that's
to
a
throw
great
away.
Cause. Yeah.
Right. No, it's fabulous, and yeah, we all stockpile those things because we think, oh, I shopped for this, I paid for this, it's been meaningful to me, I can't just give it away. But if you know somebody in need is out there to receive it, I think it makes a big difference.
So 2 things I want to kind of get into. One, why are you involved in it? So that's the first thing.
Okay.
And just maybe emotionally, what moves you for the organization?
Okay.
And then the second thing is I'd love to learn more about some of these client stories that you've shared with me personally. There are some amazing stories. I don't know how much you can share legally.
Right.
But as much as you can, maybe you can change the names or those kind of things if you need to.
Well, let's kind of weave those questions together too, and then add in the other layers of what we're doing with Vision Services, and I'll hit on your questions as we go. So another local program that's been going since the 1970s is called the Washoe County Lions Site Conservation Committee. Don't make me say that fast 3 times. Okay.
I dare you. No,
Yes, yeah. So the Washoe County Lions Site Conservation Committee, we receive applications from adults and children both who live in Washoe County, and we also extend it out to Fernley Wadsworth. We have a club out there that's active with us. And once a month, we take the applications, which can number 20 to 30 a month on an average month. And this is for people who are, again, low income and in this case, uninsured. Okay, so not even Medicaid, but just totally uninsured, low income, who probably just need a pair of glasses. Okay, so we get these referrals through the school district system. We get them from our partners in the various community clinics. We even get them from local doctors. Just whomever. I mean, some people just find us online and say, I think I need a pair of glasses.
Wow.
And so we will meet, and those that are eligible, we will parse out to our partner doctors. And our doctors will take in their allotment of patients for the month and set up appointments with these patients. They will see them, and these patients receive a free eye exam. Wow. And a basic pair of glasses.
God bless those doctors, too, for giving back like that, man.
We have amazing doctor partners here in town who do that work with us. As a matter of fact, driving over through the 5 o'clock traffic today, I was talking to one of our doctor's offices, who I'm going to go meet with tomorrow about one of our patients. Oh. And it's amazing. Last year, we approved 280 recipients for the free eye exams and glasses. And again, these are low-income, uninsured people. Wow. Many of them are school-aged children. And again, it's that old, I'm a baby boomer, so I'm going to say you can't see the blackboard. Today, I guess you can't see the whiteboard. Yeah. But it's so rewarding. And this is when you ask what keeps me motivated. When I know that we have helped a student, or we've helped a veteran, or we've helped a senior living in a care facility to get glasses. For that senior, their only outlet might be to read, right? Yeah. Or to watch the television. And without that pair of glasses, they can't do that. Wow. So that keeps me motivated. That program, we have to fundraise for. It costs money. It costs us about $150 per patient to service them. And so when you see lions out there flipping flapjacks, step up and buy some and help us out. Right. But we do fundraisers as a club, and each of our clubs chooses their own fundraisers and goes out and raises money for their particular band of community service. Awesome. And so that's one. And this particular organization, there's several local Lions clubs that feed money and personnel into it. So it's not just one club, not just my club. There's several of us that have banded together. It's a separate 501c3, so contributions are deductible. And we just help the people right here in our backyard who need that help.
I love that. When's the next flapjack fundraiser for your club?
Well, my club used to do what we called the Buckaroo Breakfast, which was the pancake breakfast before the rodeo parade. But that kind of got quashed with COVID and the cancellation of the parade, and we partnered with Harrah's downtown. We used their plaza, so that kind of blew up. So we now do a large golf tournament, which happens either the last week of August, first week of September. I think it's first week of September this year. And we take corporate sponsors, including Spherion sponsors us. And we sell out with about 144 players every year and raise money for, supporting our eyeglass program. Number 3. And this is so I am personally engaged in both the first two that I shared, but the one that really takes up my time is the third one, and it's called the Lions Eye Foundation of California, Nevada. So the Lions Eye Foundation dates back to 1960, and it started with a few clubs in and around the San Francisco Bay Area who recognized the fact that eyeglasses just don't cut it for some people.
Right.
We need to get invasive. We need surgery. And what they did back in 1960 was partner with, then it was Children's Presbyterian Hospital in San Francisco, then California Pacific Medical Center. Now that's all part of Sutter Health. But we have maintained the partnership with now Sutter Health because they have an ophthalmology residency program that is one of the top residency programs in the country for ophthalmologists. And we have access to their residents and their attending physicians. They also support us with staffing and some facilities. And there's other partners involved in San Francisco, and it's grown beyond San Francisco. So we cover now most of California from Bakersfield up to the Oregon border, with a couple little pockets of exceptions, and then the entire state of Nevada. And we take patients who are, again, low income and uninsured, who present with a medical need to have us do something actually physically to the eye. And what I do personally here in Washoe County is I'm responsible for helping bring those patients into our system and helping them navigate the system, including the fact that they have to travel to San Francisco, most of the time stay overnight, a night or two if they have surgery. And again, these folks are low income and uninsured, so we also, as a local club, help them with travel expenses. So we provide them with gas money, some food money, and then the foundation out of San Francisco provides a discounted hotel. It's free to the patient. We have a discounted deal with a hotel chain over there. And so we send patients all the time, every week, to San Francisco to our Lions Eye Foundation clinic for exams, for injections, for surgeries. It's just amazing. And so the gentleman you were talking about that I came to Good Shepherd's with, looking for clothing, when he presented to me, he was totally, absolutely blind. He had to hold on to my elbow to get anywhere. I had to put his hand to the paper for him to sign the papers. By the time we were done, he was seeing 20/30 and had hope. And again, that's what keeps you going. When you get up every morning, there's a reason for being there. That there's value to your day and to what you're contributing. And I totally believe service above self. And when you can do this on a daily basis, a weekly basis, it's meaningful. Right now, we have, from just Reno and Sparks, 46 active patients. That at that rate of patients, we will probably fund about 120 trips to San Francisco this year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously, some of them go many more than one time.
Yeah.
I have a gentleman going soon whose retinas are detaching. Talk about a scary thing.
Well, I'm
Your
going to speak for
retinas
myself.
are coming off, right?
I take that for granted, just my eyesight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be really scary.
Yeah, very scary. And when you can step into that void and say, I'm not a doctor, I don't know what the prognosis is going to be, but at least I can offer you a helping hand. Yeah. There maybe is an opportunity.
And hope.
Yeah.
And hope.
Right.
For help.
Right. So
that is beautiful.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And just so you guys know, that is a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention it all, but Steve let me peek behind the curtain of what's going on, and he is doing a lot to make some of this stuff happen. And it takes a lot of work, and it really is a labor of love for him in so many ways. And it's cool to see. No pun intended. It's cool to see.
That was twice, so we're gonna get a third one in at some point, I'm sure.
That those things happen, and that you guys are able to do this as a club. I mean, and how all the clubs work together with the Vallejo warehouse and all the different pieces that go into that, and then getting people to San Francisco. I mean, that is remarkable.
Right.
That's remarkable.
Well, and think about it too. Some of these patients, again, they're coming to us low income. Many of them no income and no insurance. some of these folks don't have bank accounts.
Right.
Some have no means of transportation, so we provide bus tickets, but then many of them don't know how to navigate the bus system.
Yeah.
Right.
Or when you get off the bus in San Francisco, if you've never been to San Francisco, which
that's
some
scary.
haven't.
That's an adventure in its own.
Listen, I go to San Francisco all the time, and it's scary, right? It's just driving around on the hills. So we partner, and I'll give them a plug. Yellow Cab over in San Francisco provides Sutter Health free taxi vouchers for our patients.
That's amazing.
So I can tell a patient to get in a yellow taxi at the bus station and go either to the clinic or the hotel, whatever their first stop is, and then the next day go, where they need to go. It's a very complex program with a lot of really dedicated partners that help us out.
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing to make it operate.
Yeah.
Well, and we say it all the time. We're better together.
Stronger united.
We are all about collaboration.
Right.
We work really hard to collaborate here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet with as many people as we can, regardless. And so, absolutely, it takes a village. It takes a lot of people to make this stuff happen. Right. So is there anything else you wanted to share? How can people get involved and support you guys?
There's several ways to support us, from donating eyeglasses to coming out to a fundraiser. But as I mentioned earlier, not just Lions, but all of the organizations I mentioned and others, we all need your talent and your time as volunteers. With Lions, in my case, we have a weekly luncheon meeting. That's a lot for some people. You don't have to be at all the meetings, but we meet as a lunch club once a month or once a week. Other organizations are once a month, twice a month with the service clubs. Or if you call a Good Shepherd's and say, hey, can I just come down and fold clothes 2 times a month? I know you guys would love that.
Oh, it's a huge blessing.
It's a huge thing. So you may not have money that you want to kick out the door to, for membership dues or for donations, but your time is your most valuable and your talent. Your time and your talent are the most valuable things that these organizations can ask you for today. And so, again, as I said before, if you feel inspired in any direction, go online. You can find Lions online. You can find my club and other clubs. You can find Good Shepherds. You can find Keep Truckee Meadow Beautiful. There's so many great organizations in this community, and there's a great community of people who are really supporting it, but we can always use more. Always.
Yeah, get involved.
Yeah.
Get involved with the community. That's the challenge for sure. I love that. Chaz, we've gotten to the portion of the episode, Chaz's final thoughts.
Well, our cliche saying is be the change you want to see in the world. And thank you for being that change. So that's it. That was the third time.
Well, thank you, Steve, so much for being here and representing what you're doing with the Lions and the Vision. Definitely donate. If this touches your heart, definitely donate. Figure out how you can get involved. Donate time, donate financially. Make this happen because it's really important for the community. You guys have supported several of our events and come out to our events, and you guys do vision checks for people on the spot. It's so amazing, and that's one of the most popular things at some of our events.
We have this incredible machine that I could sit here about that far from David and point it at him, and he looks at some kaleidoscope lights, and I can read his eyes. I can tell exactly what's going on, down to the stigmatism, how far his pupils are apart, the whole bit. For me, the layman, the easy part is it pops up on the screen and says, Dave needs an eye exam. And I write it down and say, Dave, you'd better go see your eye doctor. But yeah, we do a lot of, I keep hitting this thing. We do a lot of health fairs. We've partnered just tremendously with the local clinics here in town. We've partnered with some of the insurance providers. We're on the list to get called. The school nurses, call us. We're on the list. We want to be on your list too, though.
Absolutely, and
because we need you.
Yes, and there's so many ways to get involved. Thank you so much, Steve. I really appreciate you taking the time and coming down here and having the conversation with us.
Are you feeling okay, Dave?
Why
Because
is
you've
that?
not made fun of me hardly at all this episode. I think you're trying to impress this guy.
I can't look
I've
too
never
bad.
seen you well behave like this.
Just when Steve's here. Hey, we really appreciate everything you guys do for us. If you want to learn more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, please visit getclothes.org. That's where you can learn all about how to get involved financially. If you want to come and be part of our events, if you want to come and volunteer, if you want to do anything Good Shepherd centric, that's the place to get all your information. And just make sure to remember, if you're going to MF International, get that 10% off code. That 10% off code gives you 10% off, and it also gets us 10% of those proceeds. So every time you go to MF, if you guys go and enter that code, you get a little discount, and it supports a good cause.
Was it get clothes, right?
The code is Get Clothes.
Awesome.
That's right. We help over 800 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Take care.